Aloha, this is Uncle Onyo again with yet another class from the Kauai Museum. Today we're doing the Hala Bracelet, Apolima, and it has three ku that goes one way and then the moi goes the other way. Uh, some of the items that you might need will be right here. This is the base of the kahu. This is what we'll be weaving around. And then we have our moe. These are three uh, strips that are equal in width to the moe, the ku, I'm sorry. So this is three, and this is going to be what we'll be weaving around. Also that's needed would be really nice is a spool. This spool is made out of bamboo that I've made, and it's very essential when you're doing work with ending the Lauhala bracelet. Other things that might be of use is a pick. And this pick is made out of bamboo. It's very convenient because you can make spaces between the hala if you need to put in another piece should it break or something, yeah? Scissors is also very important. This is a precision type scissors, so this is be ideal for your final cuts. And then just general cutting, regular scissors will work. Now, this over here is essential. This is a water bottle because it kind of sprays your lauhala medium so that it's nice and flexible. Okay, so let's start. First of all, what we want to do is make the base of our lauhala bracelet. So in order to prep it just a little bit, I get my pick and I'm just making gentle pulls. This is to infuse the water and to gain some flexibility. I'm going to do it just a couple of times on the outside here. And then now I measure myself. So it doesn't matter the good side or the bad side. So right there, I'm guessing to say this is good, but I am wrong. It goes just a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's good. So what I'm doing is, oh, I forgot to mention tape is very essential. Yeah. So I'm going to have a tape over here and I'm going to tape the two ends together. There are ways, I sprayed it so it's not being cooperative, but there's ways that we can work around it. There we go. That's going to keep it. Now, let's see if it fits again. Yeah, this is just about perfect. It goes around the bigger area of your wrist. And then so now what we're doing, I like to go up like this and go my thumb over thumb. And this is going to remove all the air between the layers of the hala, the base, yeah? And so this is done. I'm going to get another piece of tape. I'm going to tape it. There we go. Now, so this is a perfect fit for my wrist. There we go. It worked well. So now I am going to attach the ku. The ku is the one that stands up. What I like to do is like, if I attach it over here, I want to bring this up on the other side. And then I'm going to get the cut end, which is right this point here. I am going to get a piece of tape and then tape it right at that cut end. There we go. So when I work with the bracelet, I like to go this way here. So if I bring the center down, it is perfect, yeah? So what I'm going to do now, so this is the ku. This stands up and down, and that's the way I normally do it. I am going to get a piece of other lauhala, and this is going to be the moi. The moi means you kind of sit down. There's a thick side and a thin side to the lauhala. So what I'm going to do is using the thin side first. I am going over the top right there. And then I'm going to put my left thumb, hold it there. I'm going to bring this down so that it will be ready for the next movement. I am going to bring this around and then this goes. So what we're actually doing is making different rows. Yeah. Okay, so that's there. I'm going to bring this around again. And then this is important. The way I'm holding it, I'm pulling with my left index finger and pushing with my thumb there, just like this. And then there is no hindrance with the thumb to the ulana process, yeah? I'm going to get the far left, come down, center comes up, and I pull just a hair. And then this comes down, and then I'm going to ulana. Ulana means to weave, and I'm bringing this all the way across like this. Now, I'm going to hold it as I instructed you earlier, just like this. Make sure that this comes down a bit so there's no spaces in between the lao. There, up and down, and then over. So this process is repetitious, and that's why for the beginning weaver, this is a nice project. The only thing is that you got to make sure that you're constantly pulling correctly so that there are no gaps in between. Yeah, there we go. And then I'm putting it across. So the moe is making new rows and accommodating the design. The ku, the one that stands up, is back and forth, just up and down. But when I bring this up, I pull just a hair. When I take the center one, I pull up and then down, up and pull and then around. And this process continues. Bring it up, center comes up. And you know, a good point to really make note of is that when I'm doing the one on the left, I'm kind of pushing towards the right. And then the center comes down. When I do the one on the right, I'm pushing to the left. That way, there are no gaps in between the hala leaves. There we go. Pulling up, pulling, pull down, around. So it's very important that when you bring your ku, which is the one that stands up and down, you have to pull straight up and come down. This goes over, and then you pull to take out any kind of valleys that might occur while you're weaving. Now, just for the sake of adding, I am going to continue this, but what I will do, I'm going to cut this just so you see how the adding process occurs. So this goes over as you would, and then left up, pulling to the right, center down, right up, pulling to the left, and then I'm going around, and then pull down, up, pull down, and then around. Now I'm coming to the point where I'm running out of moe. Is that correct? Yeah. So this is what happens. I am going to, it's very important that the moe is covered by the ku where you add. This cannot occur. If you're trying to do this over here and then adding, that's not a good time to add only because it will not be locked in. But if I go one back, now I add this hala, and then I'm adding it to the same roll, right? I am going to get the roll, make sure the good side is up. I am going to put this directly behind the moe, hold it with my left thumb, put it up, and then I am going to get the one in the back, the one that added piece, and that goes completely around. I'm leaving this out because I will be eventually cutting it later. There, and that's a proper add. So now I'm getting to the point where I need to add another moe. Yeah, the moe is the one that sits down. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to make it tight with my left hand, pulling it to the, with my index finger pulling, and then my thumb is pushing. I'm going to bring this up, And then I'm going to release the moe. I'm going to add in another piece. Cut this over here. And remember, when you add, you want to add in the thin side, yeah? So this will go directly under the last row of moe. Hold it with my left thumb, and then this goes completely around and over. And then I continue to weave. And then these extra moe, they will be cut when the project is done. This is a break just at the right time. I am going to add it over here. Sometimes it does occur when the lauhala breaks. Sometimes if it cracks, it's perfectly okay. You can continue. But if it breaks, and then you have to do adjustments. As in this case, it broke right about the time I was turning. So I took it off completely. Then I've continued to weave. Keep in mind that the moe needs to be covered by a ku before you add. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes La Jolla can be very fragile, and especially if it's been sitting for a while and nobody has been working with it. My suggestion is that if you have a piece of like a little kit and you're thinking of working on it, I would suggest you kind of spray it, keep it nice and moist, run it with the pick, and then maybe several hours before. That way, it's not so brittle. Now, as we're nearing the beginning of the project, we still continue, and sometimes it's better if you just go right over it and then see how you're falling. So now it's a sizing issue actually, because if we look at it over here, if I go under here, this I need an extra row in order for it to come out nicely. Let's see, so this goes here. If it comes, okay, let's see. I am going to bring this here. Cover this here. Now it's good. Now this is over here. So now in closing, what happens is this. This is perfect because you see how the last ma'u is covered, yeah? It's covered, I'm covering the moe. So now the good thing for me to do is to make points so that it's easier for you. At this point, you can either use a pull, pick or the pull. I choose to use the pull this time. What I'm doing is I'm going to get this, I'm going to dig deep, and the pressure is only down. Don't pull up, because if you pull up, you'll sometimes rip the lao or the mao. I'm sorry. Okay, so now I made a puka, but the pressure is all down, and then I'm going to get this. I'm going to see if I can push it in here. There we go. It went in nicely. And then I pull it. There we go, keeping this flat. There. And then so that's covered. Now this one over here needs to go under this point right here. Once again, I'm going to get my pool. But just to show you how the pool works. So this is the pick, this is the pool. I'm going to use the pool to get this in. So this is how the pool works. I'm going to dig in from the opposite side of where the thing should enter, come back a little bit. I'm going to get this. I'm going to thread it right through there. And then I'm going to bend it down, and then I'm going to pull it through. There we go. Making sure that this is nice and straight, because sometimes if it's not straight, it'll crack and break. There. There. And so everything is all set and ready to be cut. Now, when I do cut, I try to use the precision scissors because it gets me very nice and close and almost hides the cut. So I'm gonna sometimes it's pull a little bit and then you cut. Yeah, kind of pull over here and then I'm cutting as close as possible. Not good to use this scissors because like it's not as clean. There we go. I'm gonna cut it over there. And then this I'm gonna cut over here as close as possible. And then these two, I just pull a little bit and then I cut because you're trying to hide it. Yeah. There we go. Last final cut. So this is it. This is your apulima or your little Hala bracelet. There, nice finished product. Mahalo. Stay tuned for the next episode. Aloha.